Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am sure almost all of you had a situation where some of your close friend or relative had suffered from malaria at some or the other time, right? Because it is so common. Now let's have a look at this funny ad.
सुबह के 5 बजे अतरंगी पोज में योगा, हवा से भी लाइट डाइट, नोज का रेनोवेशन,
Kill mosquitoes, kill malaria.
How true it is. In today's video, let's have a look at this very common illness found in India. Because this topic is very vast, let's divide it into three parts. And in today's video, we shall discuss about the pathogen that is causing it, which is the Plasmodium parasite, the vector which spreads it, which is obviously the mosquito, and its life cycle. Do make sure you watch this video till the end so that you get complete information about this very common illness in India. Well, first of all, do you know why malaria is called so? Because in ancient days, Greeks and Romans associated malaria with swampy areas. They thought that these intermittent fevers are due to the bad odor coming from these marshy areas. That is why the name bad or mal air malaria. Even though today we know the exact reason why a person gets infected with malaria, the name is stuck to this. India carries 4% of the global malaria burden and contributes to 87% of the malaria cases in Southeast Asia. And as much as 95% of Indian population resides in malaria endemic areas. But the good thing is that both the disease incidence as well as the morbidity or the severity has been declining in India since 2001 till date. And India targets to eradicate malaria completely by 2030. Currently, 4 states, that is Odisha, Chhattisgarh, Maharashtra and Jharkhand, contribute to majority of malaria cases in India. Malaria is caused by a parasite known as Plasmodium and is spread from humans to humans by the bite of female Anopheles mosquito. Until recently, 4 species of Plasmodium were found to be responsible for causing malaria. Those were Plasmodium vivax, Plasmodium falciparum, Plasmodium ovale and Plasmodium malariae. But in 2008, a 5th species of Plasmodium, that is Plasmodium novelaceae, which earlier was believed to be infecting only apes, was also found to infect humans. So Plasmodium novelaceae is the 5th species of Plasmodium which causes malaria in humans. But in India, majority of the malaria cases are because of Plasmodium vivax and Plasmodium falciparum. And usually the Plasmodium falciparum infection tends to be more severe and is associated with higher risk of complications compared to Plasmodium vivax malaria. The mode of transmission of malaria, as all of us know, is by the bite of female Anopheles mosquito. But is it the only way how a person can get malaria, or are there other ways too? Yes, of course, there are other ways how a patient can get infected with malaria, even though they are less common. One is in case of blood transfusion, that is if a patient receives blood transfusion and if that blood carries Plasmodium parasite in it, the patient can be infected with malaria. The second thing is in case of organ transplantation. Again, the same thing. If that has malaria parasite in it, the patient can get infected with malaria. The third, in case of a pregnant lady, the infection can get transferred from the lady to the fetus. And the fourth is in case of unsterile and unhygienic ways of usage of sharp, where the parasite can get transferred from one individual to another. Of course, in this case, there is risk of transfer of other deadly infections too, like HIV, HPSAG, etc. Now, an important question. Why only female Anopheles mosquito? Why not male Anopheles mosquito?
It's her choice.
Well, the main reason is the way how they feed. That is, female Anopheles mosquito feeds on blood from individuals. That is, it bites, it sucks blood, and that is how it feeds. While male Anopheles mosquito usually does not feed on individuals, while it feeds on nectar from flowers, and that is the reason why male Anopheles mosquito does not spread malaria. But there's a catch here. Male Anopheles mosquito is found to contribute indirectly in transfer of malaria. How is that? Look at the level of research that is done. it is found that mated female Anopheles mosquitoes are more likely to transmit malaria compared to virgin female Anopheles mosquitoes because of the hormonal changes that happen within them. Now, let's look at the life cycle of Plasmodium parasite. When an infected female Anopheles mosquito, which is carrying the Plasmodium in the form of sporozoites in their salivary gland, takes a blood meal, it deposits these sporozoites into the blood of the victim. Now, inside victim's body, there are two phases: exoerythrocytic phase and erythrocytic phase. Now, erythrocyte means RBC or red blood cells. To begin with, it is the exoerythrocytic phase. Once the sporozoites are deposited in the blood circulation of the humans, now they are taken towards their first target, that is the liver cells. So within 30 to 60 minutes, they reach the liver cells. So once they get inside the liver cells, the exoerythrocytic phase begins and they divide repeatedly and eventually form what are called as sezons. These sezons later rupture and release a lot of merozoites into the blood circulation. And this takes roughly about 6 to 8 days. So 6 to 8 days from the time of mosquito bite, patient has a lot of merozoites in the blood and he is not symptomatic yet. Now these merozoites will enter RBCs, that is their second target, and now the erythrocytic phase begins. Once inside the RBC, they grow into trophozoites and eventually form sezons, and this is called as erythrocytic sezogony. As these sezons mature, they'll rupture the RBC and release a lot more merozoites in the circulation. Now this is the time when patient starts having symptoms of malaria, that is fever, chills, headache, etc. Now this is roughly after these many days after the bite. Now these merozoites will enter more RBCs and this cycle repeats, and again next set of RBCs rupture, and this usually takes place every 48 hours in case of falciparum and vivax. Of course it is more in case of the others, and that is why patient gets fever with chills every 48 hours roughly in case of vivax and falciparum infection. Now a very important thing to note here is that instead of following this usual course, in case of Plasmodium vivax, in the liver cells, they can turn into what are called as hypnozoites and remain in the liver cells for many weeks, months, or even years. And suddenly, one fine day, these hypnozoites can get activated, release a lot of merozoites into the blood, and patient can have symptoms of malaria. And so obviously this malaria is without any fresh mosquito bite because those hypnozoites were present in the liver of the patient. And this doesn't happen in case of falciparum. This hypnozoite is exclusive to vivax. I'm talking about India. So let's come back to our blood phase. Once these merozoites are released, they get into more RBCs and the cycle repeats. It's very important to note that the exoerythrocytic phase happens only once, while the erythrocytic phase keeps happening till the patient gets proper treatment for malaria. Now, another way to go is, so once they enter into the RBCs, they can differentiate into male and female gametocytes. Now, that is a non-pathogenic form. If a female Anopheles mosquito bites an individual who carries these gametocytes in the blood, these gametocytes will enter mosquito's body and the life cycle continues in the mosquito. So it's very important to note that for a mosquito to get infected, it is necessary that the patient should have the male and female gametocyte in his RBCs. So once the mosquito takes a blood meal having RBCs with male and female gametocytes, inside the mosquito's body, it undergoes these changes and eventually forms sporozoites in the salivary gland of the mosquito, ready to infect another individual. And this usually takes roughly around 8 to 15 days depending on the species of the Plasmodium. So a very interesting thing to note here is, imagine a situation where a patient is suffering from malaria and a mosquito, that is a female Anopheles mosquito, bites him, and immediately it goes and bites another healthy individual. Now the question is, can he get infected with malaria? The answer is no, because once the mosquito sucks in male and female gametocytes, it takes about 8 to 15 days for it to become infective for another individual. Of course, it is possible if the mosquito already has sporozoites because of the blood meal that it has taken 10 days back, but it will never infect another individual immediately, that is within 8 days. So this was in brief about the life cycle and how an individual gets infected with malaria. Let's not drag this video too long. Rest of the things let's discuss in the next video. I hope you found this video informative. If so, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends and family, and for more such informative videos, subscribe to this channel. Thank you for watching.